In 2006, 32 national teams went to Germany for the World Cup, in what became one of the most incredible, dramatic, and even the most violent tournaments of all time.
And scores! Messi! What a finish! What a move!
The only one featuring Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zidane, Ronaldo Nazário, Figo, Ronaldinho, Beckham, all at the same time. So in this video, we're gonna see the entire history of the 2006 World Cup. And it all started in the opening match, host nation Germany against Costa Rica, where in just 5 minutes, it already kicked off with an explosive start.
Left side by Lam. Chances here, and the Costa Rica goalkeeper is beaten!
That was just the first of the 147 goals that were gonna happen. Then the home team just kept pushing forward, ending the match with a 4-2 win. But the team that was actually the real favorite was Brazil. Brazil had the current Ballon d'Or Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, the R9, Kaká, Adriano. So when they stepped onto the pitch to face Croatia, everyone expected total domination. But as time kept passing, Brazil just couldn't get past the keeper, until Kaká saved the day.
But here comes another Brazilian move. It's Kaká! It's terrific!
But even with that amazing goal, it still ended just 1-0. Something didn't look right with Brazil. And another country that started off with a poor attack was France. Even with Zidane and Henry, they drew 0-0 against Switzerland. At the same time, another character started to appear, Mr. Red Card. In this round alone, there had already been 3 players sent off. The first 3 of a total of 28 red cards that were gonna be shown. For comparison, the 2022 World Cup would have only 4. But now it was time for the round to bring the first eliminations. In Group A, Germany faced Poland, where a Polish player picked up his second yellow card, getting sent off. So with an extra man, Germany pushed forward to score a last-minute winner. Poland had already lost their other match, so they became the first team to be eliminated. Then Costa Rica, also with 2 straight defeats, followed as the second. Meanwhile, in Group C, there was another country fighting to survive, Serbia and Montenegro. They had already lost their first match, but now they're about to face Argentina. Serbia needed to not lose, but in just 5 minutes, and Argentina didn't stop there, scoring 2 more goals. That made a Serbian player lose his head, making a brutal foul to receive a red card. But when the second half began, Argentina suddenly stopped scoring, so the coach decided to make a substitution, taking Maxi Rodriguez off to bring on an 18-year-old for his debut.
The boy wonder is about to enter the World Cup, Lionel Messi.
Then in just 3 minutes, he drove the ball to the byline and crossed it low to give his first assist. After that, Tevez scored another one. But the young Messi wasn't done yet. 6-0. With that, Serbia and Montenegro was eliminated. Everyone was now paying attention to Messi, but another young star also wanted to shine. In the next group, it was Portugal versus Iran, where the number 17 Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to score his first World Cup goal. But time kept passing and only Deco managed to score. And so in the 80th minute, the referee gave a penalty to Portugal, and Luis Figo knew the young Ronaldo needed a confidence boost, so he gave the ball to him.
Waits for referee Poulard's whistle, composes himself, and scores! And the boy from Madeira.
2-0, and with that result, Iran was eliminated. But nothing compares to what was about to happen in the next group, that featured Italy. The match was Italy against the United States, but in the first half, the Rossi smashed his elbow into the face of an American player, so he was sent off. But the United States wanted revenge.
Pirlo, fallancio su Pirlo, vediamo di che colore è.
A brutal foul, so he got a straight red card. But 1 minute later, a tackle from behind and another player sent off, making it 3 red cards in a single match. And the final result wasn't good for Italy either, only managing a 1-1 draw. That put Italy in a tough spot. If they lost their next game against the Czech Republic, they were out. Now in the next group, there was the current champion Brazil, that was given a 40% chance of winning the title. So in their next match against Australia, it was supposed to be a massacre. But after every attack, Brazil just couldn't get past the keeper, ending the first half at 0-0. Every Brazilian was frustrated. But then the second half started, Ronaldinho passed to Ronaldo, who then passed to Adriano.
Adriano, goal!
after that, they still struggled and only managed to score again at the very end with a scrappy goal. Now everyone was wondering what would happen when Brazil faced a stronger opponent. But Brazil wasn't the only one disappointing. In the next group, France faced South Korea and drew 1-1. Now France was one step closer to a group stage elimination. So far, 25 teams were still standing, but only 16 would make it through the next round. It was the last round before the knockout stage, and even though both Germany and Ecuador had already qualified, Germany still crushed them 3-0. Then in the next group, England finished first and Sweden second, creating the first round of 16 clashes. After that, Argentina and the Netherlands went through, and in the next group, Portugal and Mexico qualified, confirming the new knockout stage clashes. One of them was Portugal against the Netherlands, a game that would go down as one of the most violent matches ever. But while the best national teams advanced, things were ugly for Italy. They had 4 points, while the Czech Republic had 3, and Ghana defeated the United States to reach 6. That meant if Italy lost, they were out. While the Czechs even had Peter Cech and a former Ballon d'Or winner, so they pushed forward, forcing Buffon to make more and more saves, until Italy got a corner.
Soluzione, perché loro giocano a zona, non lo sta marcando nessuno. Palla tagliata, sale Materazzi, Marco!
1-0. Then Italy got a little help. A Czech player made a reckless foul from behind and was sent off. So with an extra man on the pitch, it was easier for Italy to score another one, 2-0. Italy and Ghana qualified, while the Czechs and the United States were eliminated. Now in the next group, Brazil defeated Japan 4-1, finally showing some of the football they were capable of playing. Now the remaining spot would be decided between Croatia and Australia, who faced each other directly, ending in a 2-2 draw. Everything was normal, except in the final minutes, 3 players were sent off. That's just crazy. But in the end, Australia went through, while Croatia was eliminated. Up to this point, no big national team had fallen, but that could completely change in France's group.
Si la France perd, si la France fait match nul, elle sera éliminée.
They had already drawn their first 2 matches, so if they drew this one too, they were out, and France would have to play without Zidane, suspended by yellow cards. The opponent was the already eliminated Togo, but they kept managing to hold off France, ending the first half at 0-0. At that moment, it was Switzerland and South Korea going through, until it reached the 55th minute. The goal to keep them alive. Then with the pressure off their shoulders, France doubled the lead with Henry. France survived, but still finished second. Meanwhile, South Korea got eliminated. Then in the final group, Spain and Ukraine defeated Saudi Arabia and Tunisia, confirming the last round of 16 clashes. Out of 32 teams, 16 were eliminated, so now it was time for the knockout stage. The knockout stage was about to be chaotic, even more with these stacked squads. But speaking of that, I'm also building a strong squad in Ultimate Football Manager. Look at my midfield, Is, Bruno Fernandes and Odegaard, and I even left Luis Kelly on the bench. Ultimate Football Manager is a game where you build your squad by opening packs, create your own tactics, and compete with other players. I'm playing with a 4-3-3 formation, and I've customized my tactics right here. But I still need a stronger left wing, so let's open a pack. Attacker, right wing, not a left wing, but let's see. Overall 79, and it came Edwards. Look, he can also play as a left wing. I got lucky here, so I'm taking off Banel to put him in the lineup. With this team, I compete with other players in tournaments like the league, where winning earns you rewards such as more packs to open. On top of that, thanks to the new daily scratch calendar feature, every day I log into the game I get a different reward. Another way to earn rewards is by playing the World Cup Challenge match. The challenge is using a team of players from the same country. I built mine with English players cause I already had quite a few of them. As I keep winning matches, I can earn even more packs as rewards. And so far, I won 2 games and lost 1 on penalties. So if you wanna create your own team in Ultimate Football Manager, just click in the link in the description or scan this QR code right here. Thank you Ultimate Football Manager for supporting the channel, and now let's go back to the World Cup knockout stage. The round of 16 was gonna bring huge clashes, Portugal versus the Netherlands and even Spain against France. But the first elimination would come from Germany versus Sweden. Sweden had a solid team, but they were no match for the hosts, who took control in just 3 minutes.
Still, there are 3 around this area with Ballack, and then Klose. The goalkeeper's made the stop, but the ball is in the net. Munich erupts to the goal by Lucas Podolski.
Right after that, Podolski scored a second, and a Swedish player even picked up a second yellow to get sent off. By 2-0, Germany was through to the quarterfinals, Sweden eliminated. Now Germany's next opponent would come from a match between Mexico and Argentina.
Hoy Argentina quiere seguir en carrera, quiere llegar a Berlín para enfrentar al dueño de casa Alemania, pero esa será otra historia. Hoy la parada es México.
Argentina was one of the favorites, but right at the start they took a hit.
Ahead of this Abel Pardo free kick, which is flicked on, and Rafael Marquez has scored. Mexico are leading the tournament favourites.
But soon Argentina responded.
Inside the penalty area. And he might have found Crespo! It may be his goal, it might have come off Borghetti.
After that, the game stayed balanced as Argentina couldn't get past the keeper again. So in the second half, the Argentine coach made a substitution, bringing on Lionel Messi. But the match remained tied, so it went to extra time, heading towards penalties. Until Messi picked up the ball, passed it to Sorin, who crossed it to Maxi Rodriguez.
Sorin. Maxi Rodriguez goes for goal and scores a wonder goal!
With that, Argentina qualified while Mexico was eliminated. Now the next South American country trying to reach the quarterfinals was Ecuador. But to do that, they would need to defeat England, a team that looked incredible on paper. But on the pitch, England looked slow and couldn't get past the defense. So much so that it went into halftime and 0-0, until in the 60th minute, England got a free kick. And that's when England's quality finally showed, at the feet of David Beckham.
As the rest of England hopes. It is David Beckham, and it's useful. Beckham scores for England!
After that, they just controlled the match. By 1-0, England was through to the quarterfinals. Ecuador eliminated. But did you notice that in these last matches there were no red cards shown? Well, if it looked like the World Cup was finally calming down, then came the next match, Portugal against the Netherlands. Portugal had eliminated the Netherlands at Euros 2004, so the Dutch wanted payback, and in just 90 seconds they showed they would do whatever it took.
Caught by Van Bommel, and it's a yellow card early on for the Dutch midfield player.
The Netherlands was determined to stop Ronaldo, until in the 7th minute, that hurt him, but Ronaldo didn't want to come off. Then right after, Portugal responded with the ball at their feet.
Decker into Pauleta. 1-0 to Portugal.
Now Portugal was gonna do everything possible to hold on to the lead, including fouls.
Costinha's going to get a yellow card here.
For now, it was only a yellow card, but then at the 34th minute, Ronaldo's thigh was still injured, so he had to be subbed off. Now Portugal wanted revenge and things started to get out of control. In the 38th minute came a stamp on a Dutch player, and minutes later the fullback almost hit Robin's head. Everyone knew it wasn't gonna end well. Until the 45th minute, the same guy that received the yellow card hit the ball with his hand, so he received the first red card of the match. Portugal was down to 10 men and without Ronaldo, so when the second half began, the Netherlands took advantage of it.
With a cross.
The biggest chance so far.
Oh!
That was close. The more time passed, the more nervous the Dutch became, until the fullback hit his elbow into Figo's face. So he received the second yellow card and was sent off. But it was in the 70th minute that true chaos arrived. A Portuguese player took a hit, and while Portugal had possession, the referee stopped the play so he could receive treatment. But when the match restarted, instead of the Netherlands giving the ball back as fair play, the Dutch pushed forward to attack, which left Portugal furious.
Heitinga, oh! And then Deco brought down Heitinga.
That was it, everybody piled in.
The Netherlands, oh! Player's been flattened. What's the referee going to do here?
Because of that, Schneider received the yellow card, and right after, Nuno Valente came in from behind with another foul. Then moments later, Deco tried to hide the ball to waste time, so the referee gave him a second yellow and sent him off. Now the Netherlands had an extra man, but Portugal kept blocking every attack, until in stoppage time another Dutch player lost his head, a fall from behind, and was sent off as well, making it the World Cup match with the most send-offs ever. So after 4 red cards, the referee blew the final whistle.
4 red cards, just 1 goal. and Portugal's joy is unconfined.
Portugal was in the quarterfinals, while the Netherlands was eliminated. Next up, Italy versus Australia, a match that already looked settled even before kickoff, but it went completely differently. Australia showed an incredible organization, the keeper became a wall, and the players took advantage of counterattacks. Things were hard for Italy, but in the second half, things would get even worse for Italy, because Materazzi committed a brutal foul and...
Cristiano, down here's going to show a yellow card and a red card for Marco Materazzi.
Now with an Italian player sent off, Australia started growing to the match, and Buffon having to keep making saves. Until in stoppage time, Italy finally managed to launch a counter-attack, took the ball to the byline, and won a penalty. So when 90+4, Italy's qualification was at the feet of Francesco Totti.
Totti contro Schwarzer. Francesco! Totti!
With a narrow 1-0 win, Italy advanced to the quarterfinals, Australia eliminated. And their next opponent would come from the winner of Switzerland against Ukraine. A very balanced match, where neither team could break the deadlock, so it had to be decided on penalties. But Switzerland still couldn't get past the keeper.
And he saved it!
Switzerland missed every single one of their shots, while Ukraine scored 3 times, so they qualified for the quarterfinals. Now to reach the next round, there were 2 matches left. One of them was Brazil against Ghana. So far, Brazil hadn't impressed much, and there's a reason for it. They had open training sessions with 5,000 people watching, the atmosphere felt more like a party, and journalists said that Ronaldinho, among other stars, barely trained as they should. So when they stepped onto the pitch against Ghana, Brazil had to prove everyone wrong. And in just 4 minutes, Kaká picked up the ball at midfield and spotted Ronaldo, so he gave a perfect pass.
They've played a very high line here, they're onside. Ronaldo, is this the record? It sure is. No one now has scored more goals in the history of the FIFA World Cup finals than Ronaldo.
That was Ronaldo's 15th World Cup goal, making him the tournament's all-time top scorer. But Ghana got aggressive with the fouls and started to find spaces, making the Brazilian keeper work. But just when Ghana looked closer to an equalizer,
Queuing up, Kaká, Cafu, it's Adriano!
2-0. And after that, Asamoah Gyan, desperate to score, dived inside the box to try to win a penalty. But the referee saw the simulation, so he showed him a second yellow card and sent him off. So with a 1-man advantage, Brazil just sealed the deal, securing a place in the quarterfinals. Ghana eliminated. But Brazil knew their following game would be a massive challenge, cause next they were gonna face the winner of France versus Spain.
El afecto a la selección española, porque antes de que empiece la pelota a rodar yo les digo, les queremos, juega España!
Spain had a stacked squad with Xavi, Torres, Puyol, Casillas, and also the captain Raúl. And Zidane had already announced that he would retire after the World Cup. So Spain's biggest newspaper declared, "We are going to retire him." Spain had just played a perfect group stage, so right at the beginning, their favoritism was confirmed.
La suelta, la mete Xavi, quiere pelearla Pablo. ¡Penalti! ¡Penalti! ¡Corazón! ¡Ahí va Villa, carrera Villa! ¡Gol de España!
And after that, they kept controlling the match, until everything changed. Spain was still the favorite, but all they had were shots off target and blocked attempts. Everything was set for extra time, until in the 81st minute, France got a free kick.
Zidane al lanzamiento, Zidane en el punto de penalti, ha tocado que atrás Pablo, la pelota entró, la pelota entrado.
Now Spain had just 7 minutes to find an equalizer, sending everyone forward. But the defense was left exposed, so Fabregas lost possession, France launched a counter-attack, and Zidane sealed the game. A goal to silence everyone who said he would retire that day. By 3-1, Spain was eliminated. Now 8 teams were still standing, but only 4 would survive the next round. In the very first match, Germany versus Argentina, 2 countries that had already met in 2 World Cup finals. So the referee blew the whistle.
Ya se nos viene el comienzo del partido, ya comenzamos a vivir y a palpitar Argentina-Alemania.
Right from kickoff, Argentina began to control the game, reaching 60% possession. but Germany's defense looked extremely solid. Until in the 47th minute, Maxi Rodriguez tried a cross, it deflected, and Argentina won a corner, so Riquelme stepped up to take it.
Pegar Riquelme. Y da Román la pelota al área. ¡Gol!
Now Argentina just needed to hold on the score. At this point, the manager hadn't made a single substitution yet. However, at the 71st minute, Argentina's keeper picked up an injury and had to be subbed off. And that was terrible news, cause it burned one of their 3 substitutions. Then in the very next minute, the coach took off Riquelme to bring on a defensive midfielder. 2 out of 3 substitutions made. Now Messi wanted to be the next one. Until suddenly, in the 79th minute, the coach took off the striker Crespo to bring on Julio Cruz. It was official, Messi would not play that day. But that was okay, cause Argentina was now just 10 minutes away from qualification. Until...
Le queda la pelota Lam, otra vez para Ballack, meterán sobre el área, esperando Podolski, Borowski de cabeza, va para Klose, cabezazo, gol de Alemania. Al gol de Alemania, acaba de marcar Klose de cabeza.
A crushing blow for Argentina, so the match ended 1-1, extra time remained tied, and...
Nos vamos a los penales, Franco será la esperanza argentina.
Argentina's hopes rested on their backup keeper, but Germany scored the first, then the second, and when it came to Argentina's second penalty...
Advantage Germany!
Now everything was in the hands of the Argentine keeper, but Podolski scored, Borowski scored, and before Argentina could hope for a miss...
Cambiasso to try and keep Argentina in the World Cup! He saved it! Germany are through!
On penalties, Germany entered the top 4, while Argentina was eliminated. Argentina's frustration was so big that it even sparked a fight, which ended with an Argentine player receiving a red card. Now for Germany to find out who they were gonna face next, they would have to wait for the winner of Italy versus Ukraine. Italy knew this game had to be very different from the one against Australia, so they calmly moved the ball around until fullback Zambrotta decided to improvise.
Profondità, Totti 1-2 con Zambrotta, grande colpo di tacco, ancora Zambrotta, prova il sinistro! Zambrotta! 5-26, 1-0!
Then from a corner, the Italians scored a second, and after a brilliant play by Zambrotta, Luca Toni sealed the game, 3-0. Ukraine was eliminated, setting up the first semi-final clash, Italy versus Germany. Now it was time to decide the other semi-finalists.
England and Portugal were ready to square off here in the quarterfinal.
England started extremely focused on defending, so Portugal couldn't get through the wall. And then at the start of the second half, Beckham felt pain in his thigh and had to be subbed off. Many expected England to fall apart after that, but instead they started growing in the game.
Oh, what a chance there!
At any moment, they could score the opener, until in the 62nd minute, Rooney received the ball and the defense went to dispossess him. But then...
Look at Rooney there, battling away. Wow.
He stepped on the guy, so Ronaldo asked the referee to send Rooney off. Rooney hated that and shoved him. But then...
The referee has gone to his pocket, it's red! He sent Rooney off! It's a straight red!
The 27th out of 28 red cards. For Portugal, Rooney getting sent off was perfect, so the match completely changed direction. However, the English defense was still solid, blocking every attack, so nobody managed to score and the semi-final spot would be decided on penalties. Every fan's worst nightmare. But England had a plan. For the shootout, the coach brought on a player named Carragher, only to be one of the penalty takers. And the first one stepping up was Portugal's number 11.
And he drills the first one.
Next up, Frank Lampard.
Ricardo at the stop. Lampard misses again.
Now it was Portugal's chance, but he also missed. England were back in it and scored. The pressure now was on Portugal.
He missed it.
Now it was Gerrard's turn, a penalty to give a step towards the semi-finals. So Portugal needed to score the next one, and they did. Now it was time for Carragher, who had come on only for the penalty shootout.
Tight to breaking point. Carragher, he saved it.
Now Portugal needed just one goal. And the man stepping up was Cristiano Ronaldo.
For Portugal. It is! Portugal are World Cup semi-finalists.
For the first time since 1966, Portugal was in the semi-final. England eliminated. And to find out who was gonna face Portugal, the whole world turned on their TVs to watch the most anticipated match of all.
Derrière un trio d'arbitres espagnols, mesdames et messieurs, le Brésil et la France.
When the match started, Brazil came out confidently. Juninho's free kick into the wall, Ronaldo's header wide, until France's midfield started working. Patrick Vieira and Makelele began stealing every ball, while Zidane showed all of his class. He took over the game and controlled the rhythm. France just didn't let Brazil play. Even with Ronaldo, Ronaldinho and Kaká, Brazil seemed to have no idea what to do. But it seems the manager Pereira didn't realize that, because for the second half he made 0 changes. So Zidane kept going.
Número 4 Juan, insistiendo ahora Zidane, que bien la hizo. De largo pasa Ronaldo y viene la pelota para Vidal.
Then right after that, the ball fell to winger Malouda and Cafu committed a silly foul. It was the 57th minute, and France had now a set-piece opportunity. But while everyone was focused on the players in the middle, Roberto Carlos was fixing his socks, leaving Henry unmarked. So
will be Gallas. Danger now. Here's a big chance. France have the lead. Thierry Henry, a stoop for the glory.
now Pereira was forced to make changes, but Brazil still couldn't create anything. Until in the 87th minute, Ronaldo suffered a foul at the edge of the box, and the man stepping up to take it was Ronaldinho. This was his chance to redeem himself after a disappointing World Cup.
2 feet from his line, it's Ronaldinho, it's too high.
Up to this point, Brazil hadn't had a single shot on target, until Ronaldo tried from outside the box, but it was easy for the keeper, so the referee blew the final whistle. The biggest favorite was eliminated. Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Cafu and other legends said goodbye to the World Cup forever. Now the semi-finals were set, and the first match for a place in the grand final was the home country against Italy.
It's Italy against Germany in the semi-finals.
2 national teams chasing the same goal, the 4th star on their crest. Germany was slightly more favored for playing at home, but Italy had never lost to Germany in official competitions.
Next stop Berlin for Italy and Germany. It's a repeat of the 1970 World Cup semi-final.
Right from the start, Italy showed they were gonna push forward, but Germany had a wall of defenders. So the first half ended 0-0, and so far Germany hadn't got a single shot on target, but they decided to change that. Klose dribbled past the defenders only to be stopped by Buffon, and Germany kept pushing forward.
Palla interna per Podolski, vuole girarsi, Buffon!
With that, the Italian defense woke up, so nobody scored again, and after 90 minutes it went to extra time. Italy wanted to avoid penalties at all costs, but in the biggest chance they got, Gilardino hit the post. Penalties felt inevitable, until in the 117th minute, Italy won a corner. So Del Piero crossed the ball into the box and it fell to Pirlo.
Messa fuori, c'è Pirlo, Pirlo, ancora Pirlo di tacco, tiro, gol!
Now Germany had just 3 minutes to equalize, so they sent everyone forward. But that left the defense exposed, so all it took was one interception for Italy to launch a counter-attack and Del Piero sealed the game.
Victory for Italy! They make the World Cup final!
By 2-0, Italy was in the World Cup final, while Germany was eliminated. Now it was time to decide the other finalists, with just one match separating Portugal from their first ever final. So Portugal pushed forward, Dzeko, Figo, long-range shots, but couldn't break through. Until in the 30th minute, it was the penalty-saving specialist keeper against Zidane.
But Zidane knows exactly what he's doing, and he puts France ahead from the penalty spot.
Now Portugal had to find a goal, but the defense was closing down the spaces, and they reached the second half still 1-0 to France. Until the 76th minute, Ronaldo got a set-piece opportunity.
There was a 2-man wall here, and it's Ronaldo who shoots.
That was the chance to equalize. Portugal was hoping for another chance like that, but it reached 80, 85, stoppage time, and that opportunity didn't come, so the referee blew the final whistle. By 1-0, Portugal was eliminated. However, they could still go for the bronze medal, but in the third place match, they were beaten by Germany. Now, out of 32 countries, only 2 were left standing. So it was time to find out the next World Cup winner.
This is what these players have been striving for, not just over the past 4 weeks, but through their entire careers.
It was 2 teams that knew how to defend. Italy had only conceded 1 goal in the entire tournament. But in just 5 minutes,
great header into space for Maluna, who takes it on and goes down. Penalty!
The penalty was conceded by the defender Materazzi. Remember that name. Now it was Zidane against Buffon.
But the Portuguese goalkeeper, Ricardo, got a hand to it. It's Zidane and Zidane here.
Missing this penalty would haunt him forever. But
across the line, it's a goal. But how lucky almost is that? How casual.
now Italy had to go all in. Then in the 18th minute, Camoranesi tried a move, it deflected off the French fullback and went out for a corner. Camoranesi was about to take it, but Pirlo said, "No, let me do it." So everyone went into the box, including the defender Materazzi.
Fired in deep from Pirlo for Materazzi! A moment of near instant redemption.
1-1, and after that, Italy went all in again.
Pirlo's delivery. Oh, it's off the bar. Almost a carbon copy. This time for Luca Toni.
Italy was in control, but when the second half began, France woke up. Henry, Ribéry, but nothing got past Buffon. So the 90 minutes ended in a draw. Italy was exhausted. They were coming off 120 minutes against Germany. So in extra time, France kept pushing forward.
From the French right. Time to measure the delivery for Zidane. What a save.
Then in the 107th minute, France launched a counter-attack, but Italy blocked it. The camera then catches Zidane and Materazzi talking in the box, before a player cleared the ball away. Then the match continued, until suddenly the referee stopped it. And when the camera turned around, it showed Materazzi on the ground.
Well, what's going on here?
No one had any idea of what had just happened, until the replay was shown.
Oh my word, that is extraordinary. A headbutt to the chest of Materazzi.
Materazzi supposedly insulted a member of Zidane's family, and under the pressure of that game, that was enough for him to lose his head, or rather, put it into Materazzi's chest. So the referee had no choice.
And clearly they did. Zidane sent off a shameful incident.
Zidane received the 28th red card of the tournament and left the pitch for the last time as a player. So the referee blew the final whistle.
And the World Cup will be decided from the penalty spot.
The first time since 1994, a final on penalties, and Italy knew exactly how that felt. So the first to step up was Pirlo.
Down the middle, Pirlo. 1 out of 1.
Now the pressure was on France, who without Zidane started with Wiltord.
But never like this. He's done it now, emphatically. 1-1.
Next, Italy went with Materazzi, who scored as well. Now France's next taker was Trezeguet, winner of the 1998 World Cup. He was the man to bring confidence.
That one didn't cross the line.
With that, France's hope was for their keeper to make a save, but De Rossi scored and Del Piero sent the keeper the wrong way. So now Italy just needed 1 goal to become world champions.
He's thinking about the job he has to do, and that's all. And Grosso has done that job. The kick that means Italy win the World Cup in 2006.
Cannavaro lifts the trophy for everyone to see. Italy had won the World Cup for the 4th time in their history. 1934, 1938, 1982, and now 2006. So, what did you think of this video? If you enjoyed it, I think you're gonna like this one too. Thanks for watching and bye!